Good morning, everybody. I'm going to bang on yet again about the Göring Gambit. I'm going to share with you 3 games because the bottom line is, if you're not playing the Göring Gambit yet, you need a really good reason not to, and I think this video will probably dissolve that reason in your mind. So I've got 3 games. One is from Colin, one is from Travis, and one is one of my own. So we're looking at different rating ranges. So Colin, Jose Raul on chess.com, rated 1877. This is a 10-minute rapid. Let's dive in. Hold on to your hats. This is exciting. This is fun. This is attacking. This makes your opponents embarrassed. It takes people apart at all levels. Colin's rated 1877. Funet is rated 1841. And we have King's Pawn opening, the Scotch accepted, takes the second pawn, fair enough. Okay, takes the third pawn is actually the computer's recommendation here. There you go. So the computer thinks that Black's doing absolutely fine here. Spoiler alert, he ain't. Okay, so we've got fully accepted Bishop b4 check. This is in my course. You always block with the knight on c3. Looks weird, because you're thinking, well, look, isn't the whole point of this to have the dastardly devils, the evil bishops of doom, going down here? But knight c3 is the move. Knight bd2, not as good. They're blocking in the queen, of course. So here the knight comes out. Now, in my course, I say, look, yes, we're in a pin, but there's no actual need to castle. The computer slightly prefers castles here, followed by queen b3, followed by e5. Okay, Colin castles, because he's good. Okay, and we have castles from Black. And just see how the first starts to fly after this. Okay, so now e5, right? We're always wanting to push and break open the centre, even though Black has been allowed to castle. In general, you want to prevent them from castling if you possibly can. But even so, look where he's castled to, right? Right into the line of fire. And look what Colin does with these bishops, okay? The knight flips round. So now we have 2 attackers, 2 knights attacking this pawn. It's defended only once. So queen e2, apparently not the most accurate move. Again, the computer says queen b3 here, putting it there, and maybe giving up the pawn. But we have queen e2. Rook comes over to add a 3rd attacker, and in flies the knight. Very, very common move. So, doesn't seem to be an immediate threat. I mean, we're attacking the bishop's defended. All seems relatively normal. And Black does have 3 attackers on this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the knight has moved with a revealed defense by the bishop on b2. Clever move, I like it. Okay, bishop comes here. The eval tips slightly. Colin now kicks the knight, best move. And the knight trades. And this, boys and girls, is where things start to go slightly south. We have takes. And here, he doesn't take. The computer says he should take. Right? Computer says he should. And then lose his knight, I guess. Yeah. Interesting. So he doesn't take. And what would you play here? So this is now plus 3.6 for white. Looks like almost nothing's happened, but it's all just like blowing up now. See if you can find the move that Colin played here. Right, so the second best move, there's 2 good moves here, and everything else is bad. Okay, so obviously the knight's under attack. The knight is also pinned. So it looks like Black's played a sensible move. He's preparing to bring his bishop out, and he's attacking the pinned piece. He's peeping on the PP, putting pressure on the pinned piece. Okay, the second best move here is knight takes knight, counter-attacking the queen. But there's 2 ways of attacking that queen. Colin does the other one. Knight takes f7. Beautiful move. Now if rook takes queen, I guess we take queen and mayhem ensues because we're attacking their rook, they're attacking our knight, we're attacking their knight, and so on and so forth. queen moves. And here, remember this move that we played right at the start, the bishop on c4, and black castling right into it. Knight comes back round now, hitting the queen, hitting the knight. And the threat, of course, is actually this bishop. If this knight here moves, that's a discovered check. But also notice, this knight has two squares that it can move to that also check. And if you give a double check, that means the king must move. There's no other option. And here, knight takes e5 is the best move. He plays pawn takes, and this is practically finishing the game. Because we've got a discovered check, check by the knight, and a family fork. He's got the king, queen, and a rook all at once. Colin takes the queen. We have a check here, and in comes the queen. There's only one move. Pressure with the rook now. Two attackers on the bishop. The bishop is also pinned. What can he do? Pivot the knight back to b8 would be one. Okay. Colin gobbles some bits. Pins the rook. No, it doesn't pin the knight, but attacks the knight. Interesting move. And you can, I mean, it's a walk-in really from this point. We have some trading of stuff. But it's all over bar the shouting. There's a good use of the pin there. And in comes the queen. And it's going to be checkmate in a few moves. And there we go. Resigns. Okay, so there you go. Example number 1. Number 2. This was submitted by Travis. Travis bought the course. Travis is sensible. Be like Travis. $29 for this course. Now, Travis, I think, is like 1,500 rapid, so similar rating to myself. He has the white pieces, obvs, because that's how you play the Göring Gambit. You can't play the Göring Gambit with the black pieces. What you on about? Same deal. Scotch, accepted. The Göring Gambit with c3, accepted. Jolly good. Bishop c4, correct. Fully accepted. Computer thinks this is fine. We can handle this. Humans, not so much. Okay, so bishop takes b2. We are down 2 pawns. But we're ready to castle. We've got 1 evil bishop. 2 evil bishops. And what's black got? He's got a knight out on the board. We have knight to here. So fully accepted. 3 knights variation. There's 2 ways that you can go with this. The computer says castles. Get the king out of trouble and then start attacking. Right? I say, I don't know. Right, so I think in the course we've got 2 options. e5, going after the knight straight away, or you've got queen b3. Travis goes e5. Computer says, inaccurate. We have a check, knight c3, we block, right? The great thing about this is there's rules. You follow the rules, you're halfway there. You are literally halfway there. They take, you take back with the bishop, happy days. It's like you've developed a bishop, now what? Okay, you're ready to castle, whoop-de-doo. You've got a problem with your knight. Okay, knight to e4. Why is it a mistake? Well, if you bought the course, you would know, wouldn't you? Knight to e4 is a landmine square. We know this. Same as bishop c5, landmine square. Why? Well, let me show you why. There's 2 things that we look at. One is bishop takes f7. Does that work? Can we, like, king takes and here, and then with queen d5, we're forking the king and the knight. Okay? But we've given up a bishop there. Do we need to do that? No, we don't actually. Queen d5, great move, according to chess.com. Well done, Travis, my son. Right? Threatening checkity mate on there. Now, black's best try here is often knight g5. Coming back round to do that, but we've got a knight there. We just take out that knight. So if he goes here, we take the knight. Queen comes out. We take on f7 with check. King has to go there, but we're still winning. It's like +4. Okay, plus 3.94 according to the machine. The computer here actually says just castle and give up the knight. Opponent doesn't do that. Opponent blocks with the queen. We take the knight. Okay, so we are up. Basically a bishop for 2 pawns at this point in time, but it's plus 3.6. We are all over. It's +4 now. Right? We're all over him like a rash. So what would you play in this position? White just calmly castles. So we've got all the play. He's still got no development. It's still the same horse out in there. King's not castled. The evil bishops are just as evil as ever. Takes, we just trade everything off. What do we take back with? Bishop. Takes back with a queen. Okay. This is just a honest to goodness fork. And it's a walk in the park. As before. Right? Mate in 14 moves apparently. After that, good move. Now you can just snatch the bishop. Defends. It's a walk-in. Again, you've got two bishops. You don't want to trade material when you're down that much. Very, very bad idea, my son. And that is beautiful. That is not only defends this, gives check. X-ray defends that bishop through the king's head. Nice, defending the rook. Nice little check. This king is starting to sweat profusely. Okay, h4 is now hanging, but rook f4? Yeah, rook f4 is also playable here. Computer also says bishop e7 counterattacking the thing, but yeah, bishop g3 apparently the best move. Well done. And surely we're going to take here, right? Because that's checkmate. No, moves the king out of the way. Oh, you're quite right. That would have been mate in 1. Yeah, that would have been mate in 1. You see? Okay, so we go here. Tempo on the rook. Now we take that. And very close to checkmate. King g1 is forced. Rook here. Now we're just threatening to play rook d1 check. Okay. There we go, and checkmate. Beautiful one. Okay, well done, Travis. But he got into that position all with standard stuff that you will see time and time and time again. I don't know an opening where you go, they play that, okay, I play this. They play that, oh, I know what to do. They play that, I know what to do. It's not even like you have to remember lines of theory, because there's like 6 or 7 rules, and you go, oh yeah, right, in response to that, I have to ask myself one question, and then it's like, okay. It really is. I'm thick as shit, and I can, I'm winning games in the Göring. For example, here's a 5-minute blitzy. Are they going to take the third pawn? No. Okay, knight ge7. Computer wants me to take here. Seriously, no. Queen b3, right? Why? Well, for one thing, that's checkmate. It's a smothered mate. The king can't go anywhere. Okay, so it's a fret. We're making a fret here. He does this, I take with a pawn. He does this, okay, very common idea. When we have this barrage or battery set up here, for the knight to go to a5, thinking that he's taking this out, but if the d pawn has moved, then this diagonal is open. We can play queen here or queen here with check. Forking the knight in both instances, the knight's going to have to move back there, but there's a pawn on d5. We go here. Very clever move, right? c6, the only move for black, right? Defends the knight, doesn't he? And blocks the check at the same time. Brilliant. Okay, we take out the pawn because we want to open up the centre. Uh-oh. Why has the evaluation bar just swung that wildly? Pause if you like. What would you play here with the white pieces? Now, interestingly, the second move on the computer is this one. Okay, so he's not attacking our queen. He's just taken the bishop. We don't have to take back. c7 check is the other one, which would force queen to d7. Okay, I play the top move. C takes b7. They play bishop to here, attacking my queen. What would you play here? B takes A8 equals queen. Actually, equals rook is identical. They take, I take back the knight. Okay, so just when all the dust settles here, so from this position, we're a pawn down. We take a pawn. We're a pawn down and equal eval. Bang, equal eval, right? Takes the bishop. That is a blunder. Because we take here, we're now threatening to make a second queenie. They attack the queen. We go, I'll have two queens. You can only take one of them, fool. You got one turn. Sorry. You know, he takes that one. We take the knight, okay? We're up a rook. We're up a full bleeding rook. Okay, but it gets better. Okay, so take the pawn. He's looking to fianchetto the bishop. I'm threatening this bishop. Like, I'm up loads of material. All I need to do here is trade. Attacks the queen. Let's swing by with check. This knight, beautiful knight in the centre of the board, covers both of these squares. Like, what are you going to do? Moves the king. Bishop comes out, pins this knight. This knight's now in an absolute pin. Queen attacks here. Long castles with check. One of my favouriteest moves of all. And now apparently it's forced mate in 12. King goes to here. Now, I've spent 65 seconds so far. Notice our bishop hangs. The best move here, actually, I think this or this, both good. Right, this would actually defend our bishop and be part of the attack. But look at that king out in the open. Okay, Queen A5 check. We couldn't have come here because the bishop guards that one. Give check. King moves. Are we going to save our bishop? No. Knight A4. Black takes the bishop with check. But he's still completely losing. King slides away. Queen comes with check. King A1. Do your worst. Do your worst. Queen comes in. Too slow. In comes the horse. In comes the rook. We finish with checkmate. I thank you. Right, that took me all of 2 minutes and 1 second. Demolishing a 1433 or whatever he was at the start of the game. And are you not entertained? It's the Göring Gambit, guys. Get on the Göring train. This is so much fun. You can be 400 rating, and you can learn this. I promise you. Right? Yes, there are quick wins. There's like 7 move wins in there. You can sucker a load of people with the Göring. They can lose rooks. They can lose to checkmate in a few moves, whatever. But more than that, it's just a very, very easy way to get into a remarkably good position, an absolutely dominating position where you get to enjoy playing chess and your opponent is sweating and sobbing on the other side of the board, which is what we're all in it for, after all. Well, you know, why not? So if you haven't got the course yet, please do get the course. It supports me, it supports the channel. It's $29. It's not like one of these $200 courses. 2.5 hours of videos, and you get to drill all of this with the lead chess studies that I provided for you. Become a Göring master, and when you do, if you have a brilliant win like Travis, you know, send it to me and I'll feature it, because I'd love to do that. I'm a huge believer in this opening. It's one of the very best out there at all levels. So there you go. If you want to get the course, put the link in the description. I'll put the link in the description. You click on the link. That's your job. Get the course. Support me. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.